I know what some of you might be thinking. Jenny, I came here for houseplants and garden tours and all that good stuff. What is with all these favorites and books and things? Well, my friends, as you can see, I'm in a different place. I'm not on my apartment floor, and there's no cheery music in the background. And if you've been following along with me for a while, then you would know that I recently moved. I'm in England now. I've come to live with my mum and just sort of test it out over here. But that meant leaving all 26 of my houseplants behind. I also made a small update video back in June just before I moved, and I'll link it up here, and it'll let you know that some of my plant babies went to some good friends of mine, and most of them are in very good hands. However, that meant that I couldn't take any of them with me. And so from my wonderful family of 26, 28 actually, plant babies, what have I got now? These are my new children. Well, sort of. This is going to be a really heartbreaking video, and I'm really sorry. I'll start with this empty pot. This once housed the first plant that I bought when I got here to England, and this is what remains of young Jack. Young Jack was a rubber plant, Ficus elastica robusta, so he's a robust rubber plant. He was not as robusta as I was hoping he would be. This was a learning experience for me, because what ended up happening was I needed some soil to sort of fill out this larger pot. He just needed a little bit extra soil. Fine. But what did I do? I went to the garden and took some soil from the garden. Now, I now live in Wiltshire, and a lot of Wiltshire has some very, very strange soil that is clay-based. So you go into the garden and you pick up the soil, and it's very cold and very wet. Now it is November, so I mean everything is cold and wet right now, but this soil would not dry at all. There's no drainage, and it's always cold, and rubber plants do not like cold and damp. They like humidity and they like warmth, but they do not like cold, clammy, damp clay soil. So I, without realizing it, killed young Jack. I named young Jack after the really nice young man at the bank who helped me set up my bank account. And I'm actually really glad that I've never seen Jack again, because it would be really sad to tell him, oh, I named a plant after you and killed it. This is my first tragedy of a houseplant that I myself was responsible for directly. So, rest in peace, young Jack. Alongside that, however, I decided I needed to get the hardiest and least diva of all of the houseplants, as far as I'm concerned, a snake plant, or a mother-in-law's tongue, Sansevieria, or something or other. I mean, this one just looks after itself, really. I think I might need to put it into a bigger pot, and also I'm kind of annoyed with this. As well as strange soil, Wiltshire has hard water, chalky water, which is gross. It's gross. It leaves a weird chalky film all over your skin when you're in the shower, and it tastes gross to drink, and it shows up on your plants sometimes. So this poor darling is getting some weird white, and it's definitely from the water. Like, it's not a weird, it's not a plant concern. It's from the water. I've seen it everywhere. It's the weird chalking scale stuff. But so far, success story. This is my one darling success story so far. And yeah, from 28 houseplants down to one, basically. I love her. She came from Tesco, I think, and I carried her all the way home. Walked home and carried her in one hand. And yeah, I'm obviously enjoying having some kind of greenery around, but at the moment, this is the state I'm in. I miss my plants so much. So much. And you can see in that video just how attached to them I was and just how much of a difference it makes for my um, mental health. And you know what? I'm actually struggling with it this year. Yes, I'm going through a huge change phase and big time of transition. And obviously, that's going to be tough to deal with. And so this year's seasonal depression is going to be particularly bad. Sure, that makes sense. That's fine. I get that. But also, not having plants around is making that much more difficult. And then when the days were going by that young Jack was losing his leaves, he'd lose a full leaf every day. And obviously something was drastically wrong. I tried a lot to save him. I tried to dry out the soil. I tried to warm everything up, and it was a lost cause. Looking after something and then having it die on you is pretty heartbreaking and really, really tough to deal with. However, I do have a wonderful, wonderful garden that I'm excited to get cracking on in the springtime. I'll show you a little bit about that. We've got a holly tree, and we've got ivy coming over the fence, and we've got some bushes of all kinds of different things. And I think it's not a cherry tree, but it might be some kind of a cherry blossom something or other. I don't really know, but we'll see. So I'll give you a tour of that. And once I've got some money, and once I've done some more research to find out where I can actually get some more plants from, then you bet your face I will be loading up my living space with some greenery. But in the meantime, I just wanted to let you know that that's what's going on. From 28 plants down to one. And I'm struggling. But keep sending me messages, keep commenting on that video or this one. Let me know what kind of plants are your favorites. Again, keep giving me suggestions on which plants I should look for. And actually, if you do live in Wiltshire or England somewhere, what plants are native to Wiltshire? Like, what plants will thrive in this weird, cold, clammy ness? Obviously, it's not a tropical setting here. Anyway, that's all for today. Sorry it's such a downer. But as always, take extra good care of yourselves, especially during this time. It's rough out there. We can make it through till spring. Stay groovy, and I will see you in the next one. And please give all of your houseplants a big air hug from me.